What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be doing my picks for the South Point 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the fourth race in NASCAR Plus, in round 30 of the NASCAR Cup Series Championship. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. So, to start off, let's do a little bit of a preview for this race. So, this race, in my opinion, is probably the most crucial race of the round of 12, as this is the first race to kick off the round of 12. Because if you win your Las Vegas Motor Speedway, you can sleep going into the next two races. What are those two races? Well, you have Talladega right after that, where the big one could take place and could really hurt you in the playoffs. And then you have the Charlotte Roval. While it being a road course and some people think it's not as crazy, this race generally can be a very crazy race at the Charlotte Roval. So this race, in my opinion, is the most important race of the round of 12. If you're a playoff contender, you want to come out of this race, you want to come out of it looking really strong, headed to Talladega and the Charlotte Roval. So that is a very important point. Kevin Harvick can basically be happy because he's got like 65-point cushion going into this weekend. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the picks for this race. So how I do it on my channel is I do a guy who is going to struggle in this race. Just a guy who, I don't think is going to run really well here at Vegas. I also do an underdog pick, a driver who usually doesn't run up front as much, who I think will have a very good weekend. And then I have a winner's pick where I pick who is going to win the race. And I also do ones to watch. Now for the ones to watch, I only do the playoff drivers since we are currently in the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into picks for this weekend. To start off, who is going to struggle here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway? So in my honest opinion, I think Kurt Busch is going to be your suck pick for this weekend. Kurt Busch has not been really good in the last two playoff races. He's really struggled. He hasn't run up front. He was involved in a crash in a playoff race in 2018. I think he had maybe ran into the back of somebody. And in 2019, he ended up having, I think, a tire go down or an engine issue early in the race. And that took Kurt Busch out of contention from going out and winning the championship. And like I said, Kurt Busch has really struggled at this racetrack. I don't think Kurt Busch is going to have a good run here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Now we get into the underdog pick for this weekend. Who do I think is going to have a very strong run here that usually doesn't have as good of a run? That driver is going to be Jimmie Johnson. Jimmie Johnson is pretty good here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He actually ran really well when we ran here last time, pretty much top 10 a majority of the day. On top of that, I think that this team is starting to kind of turn it around. They've had pretty decent speed, especially on the mile-and-a-half racetracks. Hendrick Motorsports really has. Look back at Darlington, Jimmie Johnson, where they had their pit road issues. They were up front contending for the lead at one point up in the top 5. I think they're going to bring that speed here to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and I think Jimmie Johnson is going to have a very strong race. Do I think he's going to win? No, but I think a top 5 is not out of the question as Jimmie Johnson tries to end his final full-time season on a very high note, and hopefully he will be able to do that. And now we get into the winner's pick for this weekend. So who do I think is going to win this race? I think the guy who's won the 2 of the first 3 playoff races, Kevin Harvick. I think Kevin Harvick goes back-to-back this weekend. Kevin Harvick did not completely have the best car here last time in Las Vegas, but he was the best car on the short run at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And while I think the long runs are going to come into play, Kevin Harvick has been so dominant this year, and that was actually before all the pandemic stuff happened. I think Kevin Harvick is a clear favorite right now to win the championship as well, and I think that Kevin Harvick is going to become the first driver since Jimmie Johnson, when he did it back in 2007. I think he's going to win his 10th race of the season. This has not happened that much where a driver has won double-digit races, and this will be the first time in 13 years, if Kevin Harvick does, and I think he is, that we will see a driver with 10 victories in the 2020 season. I think Kevin Harvick will lock his place up in the round of 8 with the win at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And now we get into the ones to watch for this race. So, who are 4 drivers that you need to watch out for here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway? One of those being, of course, Joey Logano. Joey Logano has won the last 2 spring races here. He won here in 2019, and he also won a spring race in 2020. I think Joey Logano will have a top 5 run, have a pretty strong run here, and I think it's top 5. And it's a Hall Mountain Plus. He's got a really good cushion head of here. Yes, he hasn't had as much speed since this race has happened, but I think Joey Logano is going to run very well here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Another driver you need to watch out for is Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski has been really strong at this track historically. He has 2 victories here. He won here in 2014 and 2016. And I think Brad Keselowski will be a top, actually won here 2018 as well. I think Brad Keselowski could get his 4th win here in Las Vegas. I don't think he's going to go out and win. I think he has a top 5 performance. And I think he will give Kevin Harvick a very hard time here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Up next, Chase Elliott. I think Chase Elliott had the best car here last time we were here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, but he ended up having a tire issue after coming off pit road. One of the valve settings on the tire broke, and after pretty much having the car to beat on the long runs and the majority of the day, Chase Elliott, unfortunately, would end up finishing 23rd in the race, which would kill his day after a fantastic run. I don't think Chase Elliott makes that same mistake again. I think he gets a lot of points won. I think he runs top 5 a majority of the day. And the final driver is going to be Martin Truex Jr. Martin Truex Jr. last time had the 2nd best car at this race. On top of that, they are starting to get their stuff together, he and James Small, in the second half this year especially. I know the last race at Bristol was not very good for him, but I think that they will have a shot of going back-to-back in the fall races here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I think Martin Truex Jr. will be a driver that you need to watch out for as well here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So anyway, those are going to be my picks. So like I said, to remind you, have Kurt Busch at suck pick, Jimmy Johnson underdog pick, and Kevin Harvick being your winner pick here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So anyway, those are my picks for the South Point 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video. Please like and subscribe to the channel, notifications so you get notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Link description below for that, and comment your thoughts on this video. Who do you think is going to struggle? Who do you think is the underdog? And who do you think is going to win this weekend's race at Las Vegas as we get crunching into the playoffs? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.